Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be doing a good old empties video. I really don't know if people still make these videos, but I really love them. If you're not familiar, in these videos we basically go through our makeup trash. We share the makeup products that we've used entirely from start to finish and share our thoughts on them and how they worked for us. Are they favorites? Are they not? Will you be repurchasing them? And all of that. I've got a nice little collection here, but before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and like this video before you leave. And without further ado, let's get started on this empties video. Alright guys, the very first product, we're starting out strong. It is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I used this guy, of course, entirely, and I was scraping the bottom wanting more because I loved it that much. This product was so good. It did such a great job for me. My skin type is normal to oily, and this is a silicone-based primer that's intended to blur out large pores around the T-zone, and that's what it did for me. I really liked it. I've heard some people say that this kind of formula doesn't really work for them because it ends up just like making the makeup slip away after a while. It never did that for me. It reminds me a lot of the Benefit Professional primer from back in the day, and that one didn't do that for me either. So it might just be that it's like the skin type where these kinds of products just work for me, and they do a great job at just giving me like a very filtered, blurred out kind of look to my skin, very smooth, and of course I love that. And as soon as I was done with this primer, I went ahead and I bought the other formula that they have of this product. This one is the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer, like it says, in liquid form. So I've been trying this one out, and I don't know why, but I'm having trouble falling in love with it as much as I did with this one. It just might be like a texture thing where maybe the thicker formula just does it better for me instead of it being liquidy. I don't know. I'm having a hard time being sold on this one, but I'll keep using it. I'll use it entirely and just see what it does for me and if there's a difference between these two. Up next, another strong product. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Full Wear Concealer. I got two of the same shade. I got the shade 380 in Pecan. I love this concealer. It's full coverage through and through, but it's not drying. Some people compare it to the Tarte Shape Tape. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I feel like this one has a little bit more creaminess than the Tarte Shape Tape. I've used the Shape Tape recently, and that one has become a little bit too drying for me. I feel like my skin's changed over time, and now it's not as oily as it used to be back then. So I am looking for full coverage and a little bit of creaminess when it comes to my concealers. Not as hardcore and full coverage as I used to go for back in the day. This one did it for me. I went with a shade that matches my skin tone exactly, not one shade lighter to highlight the face, because I really wanted to use it for the inner corners of my under eye where I have the most darkness, and I also wanted it for those days where I didn't want to use an entire layer of foundation, where I wanted to just do my makeup really quick. I would just use this to spot and conceal, and it would work really great just by itself without needing to do an entire other layer of foundation. It made it super easy so that I would use less complexion products. If you've been around for a little bit now, you know how long I've been using these concealers. I just feel like the L'Oreal Infallible line of products and me just go like this. Well, actually, in the majority of cases, there are products on their Infallible line that I do have beef with. Stay tuned. But this, I've already repurchased. I did get a lighter shade, so I am going back to the store for this shade in specific because I do like, again, having that option where I don't want to do an entire full face of makeup, but I do want to conceal a little bit of blemishes here and there. I will just add this on there and I'll be good to go. The next product that I have in my line of empties is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. This guy is a classic. Another one of my top favorite concealers at the drugstore. By the way, if you want to see a full list of like my favorite drugstore concealers, let me know. I can totally do that. This one is such a classic. It's not as full coverage as the Infallible one. This one's a little bit gentler on the coverage, but it still has such a beautiful finish. It blends easily, and I bought a dark shade to use this as contour, and it worked beautifully for that. I liked the convenience when I'm traveling and stuff like that to just carry around one product instead of a contouring cream palette. Instead of carrying around the whole thing, I just use this one, a single layer, a single product. It's the perfect warm bronzy color for me. It's warm, it's not too cool toned. This color worked great for me. I've been loving cream products, so having something like that has just done wonders for me. All right, now let's talk pretty lashes, because I ran out of two different mascaras. Both are L'Oreal. The first one is the Lash Paradise and the other one is the Telescopic Lift, the famous Telescopic Lift mascara. I loved this one so much so that I already have a replacement for it. Great mascara. And it's funny because I did a video on my TikTok where it was a very first impression of the mascara, trying it out for the first time, and I will say that when you first buy it, it is very liquidy, kind of messy, but the more that I used it, the more that I fell in love with it. I don't know if this is necessarily a thing, but I feel like the more that you use it and when it starts to dry down, it gets to the perfect consistency. That just might be me being crazy and coming up with mascara theories here, but I really liked it over time. The more that I used it, the more I loved it. It just does a beautiful job separating and elongating the lashes. When it comes to the brush, I will say that I do like the Lash Paradise brush better. This one's an actual brush instead of a comb. I'm not too much of a fan of a comb, not to brag, but my lashes are already long, so I prefer volume instead of adding length. The Lash Paradise makes it so that my lashes have so much volume and they're just like there. They pack such a big punch. This one, because of the comb applicator, it separates them more and it makes them more of an everyday soft long lash, like a very wispy lash. When I want drama, I go with this one. So both very beautiful mascaras in their own way, and I've enjoyed using them both so much. All right, up next is powder. Follow me on my journey to translucent setting powders. I ran out of two of them. The first one is the OPV Beauty London Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. I got this one in a BoxyCharm a long time ago and I used it entirely. I feel like OPV Beauty is a brand that I haven't heard of in a long while, but it worked great. It was a nice powder. It did the job for me. It did what I wanted it to do. It worked really great. But the Maybelline Fit Me powder, this is my girl. Me and her were like this. Whenever I'm doing makeup for special events, for pictures, whenever I want my makeup to look absolutely perfect, flawless, for my baby shower, for my gender reveal, all of those things where I need my makeup to last, she's my girl. It just gives you such a beautiful finish. At least it did for me. And I love it so much. Now I did on my Instagram stories recently, if you're not following me there, go ahead. I posted a story saying how I'm in like a translucent setting powder rut. I feel like overall, I've been using the same rotation of makeup products for such a long time. I feel like since like 2018-ish, I've been stuck with the same makeup products. Whenever I find something that works, I just stick to it and I'm very loyal that way. I'm starting out with loose setting powders and I really want to get out there. I want to get out of my comfort zone, try new products, start experimenting a little bit more, see what's out there. And again, I started with powders and I bought, finally, you're not gonna believe this, but I finally bought the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and I want to see what the fuzz is all about. This is a product that has to be good, right? People have been talking about it for years. It's a classic. Whenever I'm watching videos about makeup artists, majority of the time this is in there. So I wanted to experience it for myself, so I bought it. I haven't used it yet, but I can't wait. I feel like I've set a very high standard for it and I just hope that it lives up to it. So we'll see. I'm really excited to try it out. I feel like I'm a makeup girly fraud for this being the very first time that I'm gonna try it out, but we'll see. All right, we're almost done. The very next product that I have is eyebrow pencils, and you already know what I'm gonna say. I actually ran out of two of my NYX micro brow pencils in the shade Espresso. My ride or die brow pencil. I don't even think about it anymore. Whenever I'm in the store and I just know that I'm running low on this, I stock up. I love this so much. It's been my favorite for years now. Kind of like with my powders, you might say that I'm kind of like in a brow pencil rut because I keep using the same one over and over again, but with this one I feel like there's no question, and whenever I go to Ulta or the drugstore, I don't see anything else that I want to try. I feel like this is good, this works. Some people have even asked me if I got microblading done on my brows because they can see those fine line strokes that only this can do. This has such a fine tip. It's not too creamy, too emollient, where it's just like too much pigment on your brows. It's thin, it's precise, it does just what I need when it comes to my brows, and I'm still gonna keep buying it. And finally, we're wrapping up our group of empties with setting spray. I've got two of them right here. My favorite, another one that I need to branch out of. I keep using my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This guy right here, I've said it over and over again in this channel. I just love the finish that it gives to my skin. It gives it just a beautiful satin finish. It's not too shiny. It doesn't leave you with sticky skin. It smells lovely. The mist is perfect. It's not aggressive. It doesn't leave little dots on your skin. It's so beautiful. Any sort of powderiness that you might have to your skin, when you're all done with it, you hit it with this and it's so good. It's just beautiful. Again, on those days where I need my makeup to be perfect for pictures, events, whatever it is, this is coming with me. And then the other setting spray, this is the Coola SPF 30 makeup setting spray. I got this at TJ Maxx not too long ago, and it's going in the trash. I kept using it only because of the SPF 30. It's immensely hot here in Arizona, so I was like, I need more SPF to my skin. I kept using it, but it burns my skin. Like, it's supposed to be a minty feeling. It does say that, but I'm like, there is clearly a difference between minty and it burns. So when it comes to the points where it's like burning and really irritating my skin, let's throw it away. I'm always the kind of person that really just wants to use the entire thing, but with this one I had to give up, so it's going away. And with that, that is the entire roundup of empties that I have for you. These are all of the products that I've used entirely from start to finish, my thoughts on them. I do know that some of the products on here you've seen over and over again on my channel, but again, I'm the kind of person that when I find something good, something that works, something that freaking does what it says it's gonna do, I stick with it and I keep buying over and over again. But I am gonna branch out. I am gonna start trying out more product, exploring. I feel like the makeup game has really changed in the past few years, where we now use more liquid stuff, liquid blushes, liquid bronzers, liquid highlighters. It's not so much powder anymore. So because of those changes, you do have to kind of shift your makeup routine a little bit more, discover new things, broaden your horizons. So that's what I'm here for. And I'm really excited to share all of my findings with you. So once again, if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to my channel before you leave so you're in the loop for all of that. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Take care out there, and hopefully I will see you right here on my next video. Bye guys.